Well, the head of World Athletics has told Al Jazeera doping won't kill his sport, but admits restoring trust will take time. Seb Coe also said lessons need to be learned from the damning reports into drug testing procedures at the Rio Olympics. Well, a year into his presidency, Coe wants to establish an independent unit that will oversee athletics' anti-doping program. The sport has been hit by a series of doping scandals, and Russia is banned from competing after investigation by the World Anti-Doping Agency. Well, Coe told our correspondent Farrah Esmail he was also concerned that many drug tests at the Rio Games hadn't been carried out simply because athletes couldn't be located.
And as Federation President of the IAAF, I will want to know exactly what the issue was, so that in future games we can make sure that the whereabouts of the athlete, which is absolutely crucial, and this is not something limited just simply to the games. You know, most athletes in the last 20 years at international level have been subject to very stringent rules about whereabouts and where they are. They have to every day be very clear about where they're training and be available for testing. Most athletes have got very used to that system, so I would clearly want to understand what the pathology, what this particular pathology was around the games.
Your reform agenda for the IAAF, how important is it that it gets passed this December in rebuilding athletics?
I've never ever thought that the sport would disappear. The sport is strong, but we have sorely tested the trust and patience of our fans, of sponsors, certainly the clean athletes, and this is the time now to remedy that. But it's not going to be a quick journey. You know, the reforms are part of that journey, and we had to start somewhere. Trust will probably take longer to return, but actually reforming the sport and making ourselves accountable and responsive, and making sure everybody in the sport knows who is responsible for what, that there are clear sight lines right up to the office of the president, is really important.
Is $4 million a year anti-doping budget really enough to tackle global doping?
It's not just simply about cash, it's about how you spend it, it's about intelligent testing, it's about having the right kind of people in the system, helping us to understand a great deal more. The athletes have a role to play here. They know the culprits, they know the coaches that are operating outside the system. If the clean athletes don't feel that they are going to be devoting half their young lives to a process that is fair and above board, and that their efforts are not going to be thwarted because one athlete has a better set of chemists than the next athlete, then we've got a real problem.